Hey y'all, this is Jason from J&J Firearms again, bringing you another little exclusive here. On Wednesday, the Smith & Wesson announced a brand new handgun. It's the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. I just happen to have one right here. This one is in 9mm. It comes in 9mm and 40 Smith & Wesson. This particular gun just got here today, brand new in the shop. Got it in this box. This thing is, let's move this box out of the way. This thing is very, very thin. It's just a little under an inch. It's fairly light. It's a little bit heavy on the top in the hand, but it fits into the hand really, really well. I don't have very large hands, and this thing will fit right in there. Wanted to show you guys that this gun is safe. This handgun is completely safe. Magazine's empty. Nothing in the chamber. This gun comes with a couple of features. It's got the manual safety. It's got some very Novak style no snag sights on it, 3-dot. Has the slide hold open feature, so when you're out of ammunition the slide will hold, and it's got a fairly easy, it's a little bit tight, but it's got a fairly easy takedown lever you just throw here and the whole thing comes apart. Has 2 magazines that come with it. This one that was in the gun when it came is a 8-round magazine, so that make it 8+1 with this little finger extender, and this one is a little 7-rounder. Make it 7+1 for deep concealment. You can get 2 full fingers on it with 1 finger underneath the grip. That is a very, very small gun. Smith & Wesson's getting in the ultra concealable market. It's got the loaded chamber indicator right here on top. I don't know how well you can see that. There's a little hole you can actually see if you have a round in the chamber. It tells you right here on top 9mm is the caliber on this. Alright, back to these features here. It does have the integral trigger safety. You can't pull the trigger unless you get the trigger correctly. Trigger pull is fairly long. It's a strike, like I said, it's pretty much your standard striker fired trigger. It has a single action trigger on it. It's not a double action big long strike. Of course it does have a manual safety, so they don't really require that. You got your safety on, it will not fire. Now, one of the good things about this Smith & Wesson handgun that I like, you see there's no magazine in the gun. It will go off with no mag. So that's a good thing. I like that. If you end up having dropped mag or something, you still got a chamber in the round. You're still able to defend yourself with that 1 round. I wanted to take some time to show you, let's make this thing as small as possible, give you a comparison to another ultra concealable, or what you would consider a good mid-size concealable gun. Like I said, this thing is just under an inch, and I have another one for you that I'm going to compare to it, that you can see, really see how it compares up to a gun that's been on the market for a little while. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. This is a Walther PPS in 40 caliber. As you can see, it's completely clear, no rounds in it at all. Now, this is the only magazine, really the only magazine that comes with this gun. I mean, I'm thinking they make a smaller one. I don't know that for certain. It just kind of covers up and gives you 2 fingers, but like I said, that's the one that comes with it. You can see side by side they're fairly close to the same size. However, you put that Smith & Wesson up there on top of it, you're going to see it's probably about almost a half an inch shorter. The Smith & Wesson is. The M&P is going to be right around the same width. They feel pretty close to the same weight. I don't have an exact weight on both of those. I'll come back in a minute. I'll have a scale. I'll get a good weight on either one of these empty. The BPS has been in the market for a good while. I'm a real big fan of Walther, and the great thing about Walther is they're owned by Smith & Wesson now, so that's a good comparison because you know, Walther's been you know, having these guns on the market for a while, and they're really good guns. This is my everyday carry gun. I take this thing with me everywhere I go, and it has been very faithful. It has never malfunctioned on me. It takes pretty much any ammunition I've ever thrown at it. It is fed and discharged reliably, especially our wonderful J&J Firearms 40 caliber. These guns, as you can see, are fairly close in size. They're fairly close in weight. I tell you what, I'm going to grab up one of my scales and I'm going to bring it over here, and we're going to see what they do in a comparison and as far as the weight goes. Okay, I'm back again. Got one of my 60-pound postal scales here. I'm hoping it's close enough to give you a good indication of what these two guns compare. This thing is coming up 1.1 pound, about 1 1/3 pounds here, 1.33 pounds, and this gun is going to come up at 1.28. So the Smith & Wesson is slightly lighter than the Walther is, which is good because like all wise gunmen know, the best gun to have is the one that you've got with you. And if a gun is not light or it is uncomfortable to carry, then you're not going to carry it. Now, let me get this thing out of the way. There's some other things that I haven't spoken about. This gun does seem, I mean, it has a couple rough edges, mostly on the tops of the sights. It's fairly well rounded everywhere else. I really wish that they had taken a little bit of time and kind of knocked these edges off right here and right here. A little bit rough right here on the edge at the end of the slide here, but it's not too bad. They've pretty much taken out any of the snag points on any of these operating controls right here that may cause you a little trouble. The safety is a little bit hard to hit, and it's a little sticky. Now that may loosen up a little bit over time. It may not. My personal opinion is I'm not a real big fan on safeties on carry guns, manual safeties on carry guns. Now you can have all of the passive safeties, you know, like firing pin blocks and trigger safeties. I mean, it does have a trigger safety on it. I'm positive it probably has a firing pin block. Most guns nowadays have that safe action where you have to, the only way to drop the firing pin is to pull the trigger. But you know, it does have a manual safety on it. For those of you that absolutely have to have one, if you believe that you can't go, you know, cocked and locked and without a manual safety, you know, hey, this gun's probably for you. I'm going to do a little disassembly on this gun right now and take a look at some of the other actions, you know, other features it's got inside it. Like I said, oh, I got my finger there. Like I said, this gun is safe. And when I come back, well, heck, why not? I'm going to try to pull this thing around and take this thing apart. There it is. Now, it's got your, looks like it's got your standard sear mechanism back here. It's fairly well polished. It probably accounts for the decent trigger. Now, it could be a little bit lighter, but you don't want your trigger too light in a carry gun. You don't want to accidentally, you know, drop the hammer whenever you're holstering it, which is generally when that happens. It's got a captive recoil spring here, which is a good thing. You don't want to field strip your gun and have the recoil spring fly across the room. That'll got our barrel. It has the standard button groove rifling. I know you can't really see that in this, but it does. It has what looks like full support and a fairly, well, it's not polished, but it's not bad on the feed ramp. And then you can see right there is your firing pin safety. You're not going to drop that firing pin without that thing being pushed up out of the way. Got a pretty good sized meaty extractor claws, and you're probably not going to have too many stovepipes with this gun. Looks like it's got a pretty good brass mark on it where they test fired it at at the range, I'm going to go on and say that they probably test fired this one more than once to make sure that it was operating correctly. I mean, you got a little brass notch, nubbin right there. It's nothing a good brushing won't take care of, They've got your capable of firing with magazine removed stamped right here on the side, which is great. I don't really think that needs to be a warning, but hey, to each their own. This is a fairly well-made gun. I will go on and say that I really like this gun. I would have no qualms whatsoever about carrying this gun on a daily basis as my personal carry gun. I like the capacity. If you put this bigger magazine in it, you've got a whole 9 rounds. You got your 8+1. If you really want to go deep concealment, you got your 7-round magazine. This PPS is a 7 only. It carries 6 in the gun and 1 in the pipe. So, but that is 40 caliber. So, but this gun is really nice. Like I said, they just announced it at the NRA convention up there in St. Louis this Wednesday. That was this is Friday. That was 2 days ago, or day before yesterday. So this is a brand new gun. This is probably one of the first reviews you're going to get by somebody who's not, at American Rifleman or Guns and Ammo or something like that. So I'm going to get off of here and go do some editing. As always, if you like this video, like it, subscribe, favorite, whatever. Recommend it to your friends. Keep checking back. We're going to have more videos as time goes on. I'm going to try to get more of these hard to find guns and brand new items and review them for you. I know this was a little bit drawn out, but I did a little bit more in-depth review of this gun than I normally do, with the disassembly and all that. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later and see y'all on the next review. And as always, go over there and see us at jnjguns.com or facebook.com/jnjfirearms. And hey, check out our new web store over at shop.jnjguns.com. We've got our ammo for sale there. Been spending a lot of time reworking that website. I'm real proud of it. So come give us a holler. Thanks. Bye now.